Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Dan Cody, giving you commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. This has been a great weekend for me and a very interesting weekend in pro wrestling, as well as last night's Money in the Bank. So let's talk about last night's Money in the Bank. We opened up the show. Man, I have so many thoughts. It's so much I got to talk about. First off, before I get to Money in the Bank, let me just say that apparently WWE has announced that they are going to WrestleMania, and this year, in the next year, should I say, once again, we're going to Las Vegas. So let me know your thoughts on WWE going to Las Vegas again. At least, I'll say this. I will be able I might be able to have part two of my top 10 favorite matches from Las Vegas. I think Las Vegas is a very cool city, but I did not expect them to announce that they will be going there again next year. The only question is, when are they going to Indianapolis? Because if you go to the same place for the same year, for the same event over and over again, eventually it's going to get stale, which is why AEW doesn't go to Las Vegas every year. We went to Arizona this year. Ironically, WWE Raw is going to Arizona tomorrow, Phoenix, Arizona, on an episode of Monday Night Raw. The irony. But I don't know if this is a good idea. I think Las Vegas is a cool city, but I don't know if it's the best idea. I don't know. But they went to New Jersey, Atlantic City twice, so who knows? Maybe it'll do good. But in any event, let's talk about Money in the Bank. We opened up the show with Simp 19 Dom taking on Octagon Jr. and retaining his Intercontinental Championship. By the way, today is Liv Morgan's birthday. Fun fact, happy birthday to Liv. Also, we had the Women's Money in the Bank match. This featured Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vakir, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, and who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Either way, I can only remember five so far, but I do know this. We know who the winner was. And honestly, I was not at all expecting Naomi to win. Naomi got a pretty good ovation from California last night. With first of all, I never got a chance to say this, but let me just go on the record and say Naomi's theme song that she debuted at WrestleMania 41. No, yeah, that was 41. This year was 41. Her theme song is awesome. I'm a bit of a metal fan myself, so I really enjoyed that one. And tonight, everyone had no choice but to proceed with caution. So I will say this. The champions are, who are the champions? We have Tiffy, watch your back. Who from Raw is champion right now? Io Sky, watch your back. Please proceed everywhere you go. Caution, because she's champion now. But one of the highlights of that match, we got to talk about one of the highlights of that match, and that is, I try not to get too excited, fellas, but that is the Kiss of Death, as the move is called, as Stephanie Vakir gave Rhea Ripley the Kiss of Death on a leaning ladder. On a ladder. So I hope Rhea doesn't need stitches. Speaking of the Kiss of Death, Booker T was not on Worlds Collide earlier yesterday because he would have had an orgasmic attack as Lola Vice and Stephanie Vakir delivered a Kiss of Death to their tag team opponents at the same time. Booker T is somewhere having an orgasm right now in his pants. But nonetheless, congratulations to Naomi on getting the victory. We also saw, speaking of women's wrestling, we also saw Becky Lynch versus Valkyra in a pretty nice match last night. Of course, in the end, with the use of the roll-up in tights, Becky Lynch would win this match, meaning Valkyra had to raise her hand, and Becky Lynch is now the Women's Intercontinental Champion. So she can probably get some peace at night. But instead of taking that piece of night gracefully, she decided to taunt Valkyra by making her raise her hand in all different directions, north, south, east, and west. Then she was made to put the championship around her, and then she got German suplex, and the crowd was joyful about it because Becky was pushing the issue way too far, in our humble opinion. Then we had the men's money in the bank match. We had LA Knight, hometown hero. We had Seth Rollins. We had, just to name a couple, we had Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa, among many others. Due to the fact that Seth Rollins was in here, Seth Rollins and Solo went at it. Then we had, and there were a lot of good highlights of that. We saw Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed get involved in the match, and barricades were broken and all of that good stuff. However, we saw JC and Jacob Fatu come in on the behalf of Solo. And I'm going to be honest with you, because Jacob Fatu did what Batista did first, and then Bailey did it second. Batista overheard Triple H and Ric Flair in 2005. Bailey overheard Damage Control last year. This year, Jacob Fatu overhears Solo saying, all gas, no brains, when the original move was all gas, no brakes. You know what I mean? I hope that was good. But in any event, of course, Solo didn't know that Jacob overheard the whole thing, which is why I knew in my predictive heart that Jacob was going to turn on Solo last night. And that moment made that Money in the Bank match very special to me. What would have made it extra special is that if Seth Rollins did not win, and we got a couple of special appearances from two certain people who I'm not going to say their names right now, whom I really wish were there last night. However, Seth Rollins, as you predicted, C Nation Dog, and as many people predicted, is now a two-time Money in the Bank winner. Wait a minute. Somebody else is a two-time Money in the Bank winner. Oh, yeah, that's right. CM Punk. So, ironically, those two, for two people who hate each other, they sure have a couple of things in common, and this is one of them. And if that wasn't any more interesting, the main event of that match, Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes teaming up with Logan Paul and Invisible Johnny. Not gonna lie, even though we're supposed to despise Logan Paul because he does well as a heel, he did do some babyface moves, doing a moonsault off the ropes onto one of his opponents in the ring. And as John Cena was getting ready to go for a finish, a man in a hoodie decided to show up and bash John Cena with a championship belt. This man in a hoodie would be revealed to be none other than R-Truth. The crowd goes nuts, and Michael Cole, chef's kiss on Michael Cole's reaction on commentary with the "We Want Truth" chants. Because believe it or not, if you pay close attention, the crowd had been chanting "We Want Truth" throughout the night. And so Triple H thankfully took heed to this, and the Mr. Khan, not Tony Khan, but Nick Khan and Triple H took a hold to this and brought R-Truth back. This is good storytelling. In my personal opinion, I'm really enjoying this. This was good storytelling. That made the night. Just Solo turned on Jacob, finally put Solo out, rock bottoming him through a ladder. We saw R-Truth come back. We saw Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquer go at it. And in my personal opinion, Stephanie Vaquer and Rhea Ripley are just as much dream opponents as they are dream tag team, in my personal opinion. But R-Truth coming back in the main event to help Cody and Jay win the match was perfect. That match last night was awesome. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below what you think about WrestleMania repeating Las Vegas again. And let me know your thoughts on Money in the Bank, which will be in New Orleans next year in August. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below what you think about that. Also, before I go, I got some good news for you guys. Be sure to check out my YouTube community post because I'm going to be posting some things throughout this week that are going to be likable. And I'm going to be posting things to show you how great my weekend was, in addition to our truth coming back to Money in the Bank. So that's all the time I have for you today. And I'll be back with another review on all things wrestling. See you later, folks.